a new home for a while. Let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Wendy's Witness. Today I want to talk to you about something called sin. Something that we don't actually call sin every day. We call it other things. But usually it is in the form of words. It can be thoughtless words that are hurtful or mean or gossiping. It can be thoughts, wrong thoughts that we don't take captive. And it can be in the form of criticism or judgment because we have the wrong motive. We're not trying to build people or better people. We're actually tearing them down with our words. And this is sin. So have you ever had a bad day that just started off with one thing that happened and it snowballed from there? And by the end of the day, you were just like, you were able to pinpoint that one choice that you made to either respond in a certain way or take offense or get angry or be jealous or any of the other things that we do as humans in response to how other people treat us or how we perceive other people to treat us. Well, friend, what you're experiencing is a cause and effect. So, who's causing it? Well, this is a spiritual battle, so I'll give you one guess. Our enemy, the devil, he likes to kill, steal, and destroy. So, you are always given a choice. This is how it all begins. So, I just wanted to share something with you that I felt like the Lord showed me in a situation where I just had never seen it before quite like that. So I feel like a lot of times we label sin something else. We can say, I want to keep out strife. But a lot of times it's all actually not just that, it's actually sin that we've allowed to penetrate and perpetrate. So that's what I wanted to get to, is that when we do that, we give the devil access or open a door for him to bring what he brings, which is destruction, right? So the verse that comes to mind is Hebrews 12:1 about how we need to throw away everything or throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles. And I just picture like a spider web, right? So it would be that sin that we commit in our words or thoughts or actions, right? And all of a sudden, there's this whole web that's spun and we're just tangled up in it, right? And that can seem overwhelming. It can seem like, well, what can you do? So I just wanted to share what the Lord was teaching me in my prayer time when I was asking him, well, how do you stop this from happening? How do you keep it from snowballing? How do you keep it from ruining your whole day if you do sin or you're tempted to sin or, say something in response that you shouldn't? So what he showed me was that the answer is prayer. So if you're going to say something, instead pause and pray. Stop and say, okay, Lord, how can I respond in a way that you would want me to? Instead of saying something or getting offended or angry, how can I stop the devil from getting that foothold or that entrance into that door, opening that door for him, and just take that moment to pray about it. Even if something as simple as somebody cut you off in traffic and, your automatic response is to call them an idiot or something. Stop before you say something and pray and just say, Lord, what should I do? How should I respond? How should I act? Or what should I say? Or maybe just, hey, Lord, please bless those people and keep them safe. Because in doing that, He's also keeping you and others safe as well. So one thing that I think about also after He said, pray, is kind of like a filter. Like, how some people say they don't have a filter because they just basically say whatever pops into their head. Well, prayer can be our filter. We can filter our words, our thoughts, and everything else through prayer, because the Bible does tell us to pray without ceasing. So that means we can do it. We can all day long pray to God about anything, right? So one of the things I wanted to bring up also is a couple of different verses that are also a visual of how this applies, So God told Cain, when He asked him, what was his actions going to be, what was his response going to be to the sin that was crouching at the door, ready to pounce. So if we look at it like that, we look at these opportunities to respond correctly as whether or not we open the door to that sin that's crouching there, or if we keep that door shut by not responding in a way that is sinful, right? So the other thing is, I just want to remind you and remind myself that one day before we ever got saved, long ago, we were all slaves to sin, right? We were all slaves to sin because that's what sin does. It puts you in bondage. But Jesus bought and paid for us with His blood and gives us freedom from that bondage and freedom from sin, and gives us a robe of righteousness. And so don't forget, friends, that robe of righteousness is what you have on every single day, and that you can rise above your situations and you can keep the door shut to sin, and in turn, it'll lead to more joy-filled days for you and for me and for our family and friends and everybody we come in contact with. They'll see the love of God in our words and deeds. So I hope that blesses you. I hope that helps you next time you're in that situation, to just pause and pray and think about what would God want you to do or say. He'll tell you. And I hope that you all had a very Merry Christmas and had some wonderful time with family and friends. And I'll see you next week. And remember, we are all witnesses.